All right, all right. Good morning, guys. How are you today? What's up, guys? It is time for the Browser World caricature art stream. I just woke up this morning, but I feel great. I feel super great, and we're about to get into it. Okay, so we got our today. We're going. What? You know what? We're going to be doing hats and glasses today. So if you were like, man, how do I do hats? How do I do glasses? You got all those kind of questions. Well, I have answers for you today. Okay, guys. All right. So it is 9:30 a.m. We started on time. Well, actually, I'm about 8 minutes late, but I wasn't actually late. I was trying to give you guys a few minutes to get here before I started, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in over here. We have all of my models I will be getting from Pinterest today. I would assume you guys want to warm up a bit before we start to actually draw. So let's go ahead and get your pencils out, guys, and a couple of markers, which today, don't let me forget. I cannot let myself forget. I have got to make a Walmart run today. Okay. Let me see here. We got some Crayola markers. Yeah, we got some other markers over here. We'll see what we can do with those. Okay. All right. One more thing before we get rolling. Let me make sure that I have this where I need to see it. Okay. This is good. All right, so here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and warm up real quick. Pretty good sleep last night. I'm just going to draw some hands or something while I'm warming up. Okay, our warm up today is going to be something that has nothing to do with this. It's going to be man. That might be. Does that look too light to you guys there? Does it look too light? Let me see. Let me come down some. All right. Okay, perfect. That should be a good thing. So we're going to draw some hands here just to kind of warm up. I've been really practicing with my hands lately. How to do them. You know what I'm saying? To do different things with them, right? So we'll just use that. Hands are something that it did take a little bit of time to learn to do them, but I will say this: once you see it, once you see the whole idea of drawing hands, it gets so much easier. I'm telling you, but it's just going through that learning curve of drawing something like in a kind of a moving motion like that. So. I'm trying to think. Does that look? How's that picture look to you guys? I just wanted to, if you guys could give me a little bit of feedback on that, what that looks like. And also on TikTok, guys, I don't have a live studio on here today because I'm multi-streaming. So it is what it is, right? Okay. Let me see here. Let's try. What kind of hand? We'll do this way here. Maybe we'll just put it like this. Maybe what we can do here. Oh, you know what? It's kind of funny. What you got to do is you got to look for those two middle fingers first. And then you got to look for the outside fingers after that. And it definitely takes learning to see in three dimension to be able to do this. But once you learn it, it definitely is going to be super easy for you. Okay. All right. So let me see here. What about this one? We could do. I should have pulled up some different hand positions, right? And then we could have did work from there. It's just so easy to, like I said, it's just so easy to draw them when you just put like a little bit of minimal practice in. What am I doing right here? I'm not sure what position I want to draw. That's what it is, because I need to have sometimes it's easier when you have a reference, even if a person sits in front of you. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, Jason. What's going on? I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you at least for stopping. Right? Okay. Let me see here. Maybe we can try a couple of bodies here. Put some, you know, we just again we're just messing around here, trying to see what we can do to make different uh little bodies here. Uh, big heads and little bodies and themes, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is okay. Again, this is just warming up, guys. We're not doing bodies today. We're going to be doing hats and glasses today. But this is just my warm up, right? So you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to mess around with it here. Wow, this is such an awesome. Wow, this is a this is the and then it's like going like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is my guy crossing the finish line. That's the bottom of his shoe right there. It's kind of, or is he jumping? I don't know. Just trying to do some action poses in there. You know what I mean? Okay. Man, that picture. Hey guys, real quick, does my picture look? Can you guys kind of interpret those lines? Maybe I need to do a little bit of a adjustment here. Let me see, configure, because it seems like it looks a little bit blue to me, like the white balance is off or something. Let me see. Let me see white balance. No. There we go. Something like around there. Right, and then maybe the brightness is up too much. I always want you guys to be able to see those lines. I don't want to turn it. I'm going to turn the gain down just a bit. See if I can get a better. Or maybe if I just put some more light in here. Let me see. And then turn the brightness down. All right, let me see. Okay. Yeah, hold on, guys. I'm just trying to get this right here. That picture might have been good the first time. I don't know. I was just seeing whether I had messed something up. Let's do it like this. What if it's auto balanced? Okay, I'll just do it like that, and then just bring the brightness up. I think that'll work right there. Okay, apply. Good. I think that's a good pick right there. Okay. All right. How do you learn such a drawing? These are. This is a lot of. I've been drawing little characters since I was a young man. You know, and after you've been drawing for such a long time, you learn to almost be able to. You learn the rhythms of these lines, and then you can do different things with them. If that makes sense to you, right? Okay. So that's really what I'm doing. I'm using this when I draw a person. I use the center line. I'm going to come down a little bit more. I think this is what it is. I think I need to be more in here. There we go. Let's get in here, really. I don't care if my face is covered up a little bit either. I just want to get in there a little bit better. Okay, yeah, let's get in there. All right. So what I'm doing, and I might need to turn up my sharpness now. No, I think that's about good. All right. I use this center line as an energy line. So if I want to draw a character doing like this, right? You can see I'll use this, and then I proportion it. So I might be like head, and then I might be, depending on which way his body, I might be body, and then I might be like maybe this is the side of the body here. And then the rest of it is kind of like the legs just kind of almost following the line of action of the picture. You get what I'm saying? You see how these lines all kind of, this line here, this line here, this line here, they all kind of flow together, almost like I'm doing like this. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, like a. So if I do like boom, right, and then I separate this into thirds, this is kind of what I'm looking for right here. I'm looking for a head, a body, right, a torso, and some legs, right? To do different things, right? Just to quickly give me an idea of what I want to do when I'm doing a caricature drawing and I want to kind of make up a theme. I use, everything is drawn in relation to that center line. Okay, I do offer classes online too, guys. So if you want to take a class with me, I can teach you about this a little bit more in depth. But for right now, we are done with our warm up, right? And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to begin to do our drawing segment of hats and glasses, guys. Okay. If you're ready, we'll go ahead and dive in. All right. Ooh. What's that right there? I don't know. Let me see. What kind of action does he got? Oh, you know what? This could be the action. Right? Oh, wow. Cool. Oh, so this will be action here. And then action here. And then this is like a thirds type of a thing. Third. Right? Maybe over here he's carrying a little baton or something. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Boo, 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 boo. Okay. So anytime you want to get a good theme, you need to practice this. And I'm going to be doing a little members only stream on this particular subject on TikTok this week. So if you guys want to learn more about bodies, you might want to attend the body workshop, man. You want to learn more about themes, I'm going to do a little something for you, okay? All right, let me see here. So let's get into our next drawing here. Okay. Hey, thank you. So, thank you, Soph Oz. Thank you. Are you watching from work? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm about to do some hats and glasses. So I'm done with this. We'll go ahead and jump off into our hats and glasses. We weren't doing bodies real quick, so all right. Now let's find a character we can work with. Okay, so first thing we're going to do here, let's find our picture. Look at that. That's a nice picture right there. So we'll save that image here, and we're going to open that up so we can get in and practice it. Okay. So this is our first caricature of the day. All right. So first things, what I would do here is I would start this picture. Maybe I might start it from the center. So what I might do here, let me back up just a little bit. I think this is, let me see. I just want to see where the top of my page is here. And the bottom of my page is about right here. Oh, I got plenty of room. Okay. All right, right there. Okay, cool. So what I want to do here is I'm going to get her eyes in there first, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put a bridge for the eyes, and then I'm just going to kind of start drawing my eyes into that bridge, okay? Just like so. So I want to go ahead and establish this part first, because generally what gives us the blues is this part right here of the drawing, right? Okay. Now she does have glasses that go kind of right on that line right there. So if you look here, I can put the line of her glasses here, right? And just above her eyes, you can see she has, you can see the shape of the glasses here. You see what I'm saying? Boom, right? And then you can see her nose shape, which is coming like this. And she has we want to go something smooth like that. Okay, and then you can see here how her glasses just kind of come around like so. Okay. Let's add those little gold pieces on the end here. Okay. And let's really go ahead and get those eyes in there. So the most intimidating part of the picture to me is usually going to be, did I get that did I capture that eye thing? I put a lot of effort and time into getting those eyes correct, because I feel like those are the things that's just something that's very important to me. Okay, when I get to the bottom of this picture, what I want to do now is I want to start drawing in my jawline shape. Of course, wait a minute, I can't do that yet. What I want to do is this. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna put the lips first. I need those lips before I go over here, because see what I did was, by not putting the lips first, I kind of went a little bit beyond the line more than I intended to. And then I'm gonna attempt to stick this hand over here. So what I'm gonna do is draw a little oval shape, right? And then from that oval, right, I want to find my pinky. Once I find the pinky, then I want to find the two. I would like to find my two middle fingers here and kind of see what they're doing. Okay, and then the last finger is kind of back behind it before you can see the hand just kind of brushes back off this way. Okay, so once we find that, we just go ahead and put our knuckles in there, right? It's like so. Oh, wait a minute, that line is kind of off. I need to go up, around, and then in and tuck it. Okay, so you get it? Okay, and then you come over here and you add your hands and your earrings, right? And I'm trying to see how I can get this neck. This could be, let me see, like, all right. I don't know. I think that hand might be too big compared to that face, though. And it's not really, but I should have made it smaller either way, just because of the cartoon nature. But then again, I don't have the whole drawing in here. So what I'm going to do is go here, and then I'm going to kind of put the top for my hat here. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to kind of wrap around into the head shape. So I want to get how it's wrapping around first. And I'm going to stop here. And then I'm going to put some, the other part of my head shape here. So let me see here. I should have did like this. There we go. And then the most important thing with this is just kind of remain loose throughout the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Remain loose. Hey, right on, V3. How are you? Oh man, get out of here, V. Are you serious? Man, that's very what's the word I'm looking for? Encouraging. Because yeah, that's awesome, man. Okay, then we come up here, all right? Bring it in. We can bring this shape around, right? And then we just come up here and we add our top space. We can't really see that because I'm gonna get past the top of the paper once I get up there, but you know, we just kind of bring this shape around here to the side. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, son. Thank you. And then you just kind of color this part in over here. Okay. I still believe, no matter what, let me do this a little bit more acceptably. Let's draw those hands a little bit more acceptably. You see how big that hand was? That was too big. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I look for the knuckles. One, then you got two knuckles here, and then you got a knuckle here, right? So if I go around, right, then I got this finger here coming off of this knuckle, coming around, right? And then this finger comes here and lands on that knuckle, and then this finger lands on this knuckle. You see how much better that looks now? I wasn't thinking thinking properly when I started that picture. I need to have those knuckles in place there. Those look much more, and then she can have her little fingernails in there. Yeah, those are some hands. Them other hands look kind of gore. It's kind of crazy, right? All right. And pretty much, guys, I mean, you know what? You don't really have to do much more. Okay. And then you just add your shoulders here, whatever shape you're going to be using. And this one here, right? Now, what's happening here also is I'm going to need more of an angle on this than I did. So I'm going to have to I'll keep that. But what I need here is something like this going on. I need this here. You know what I'm saying? So the hand kind of flows into there. Okay? So all this is just warming up. We're just warming up, right? We're warming up. We're still warming up. I still don't feel warm yet. But yeah. This one came out pretty okay. Now, a simpler way, let me go ahead and show you a simpler way. A simpler way would be just to go ahead and draw a head shape. Okay. And the ear shape, the bottom of the ear shape here. Okay, this is like the simple type, and then I just go ahead and put the hat on first. A little bit on this side, a lot on that side, and then add hair over here. I can't, now once I get here, I can again make the hand like a wedge coming this way, and then again we want our 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, and then we can see, you know, what's going on here. This one's going here, this one's coming down, and then this is like the side. And see here, what I did was I made it a little bit. I made a super small hand, right? Yeah, but I can't get away with doing that on this one. So let's just stick to the face before we get to that part. Sometimes getting the head proportional to the hand is when you're drawing is going to be a little bit difficult, but nothing you can't handle. Right? And then we can just do like this. What I could do is we could say, okay, then we add that little line here, and then I can figure out where her glasses are. So I could do like this here. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And then boom, 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 right? Then boom, 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 right? Boom. And you come back. Boom, 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 right? And then you come over here. Now we're warming up. I can feel it now. Okay, and then we go to the side, come down, right? And then you got your hat in there, right? And I didn't even draw no glasses yet, the eyes yet. So now we just come in here and we hit our eye shapes up. Boom, boom. Right? Something like that. And then we put our eyelashes in. Okay. So there we go, just like that. Okay. Now that one was a little bit easier, right? Less lines in it. I have to do this every day before I go to work. I always sit up and draw for about 30 minutes before working, because if I don't like to give anybody my first drawings, you know, my first drawings of the day are, you know, they're kind of, all right. Okay. All cause I wanted to watch Odell Beckham and LeBron James. Hey, I remember those drawings, man. Those back in the day drawings right there, man. Awesome, man. Yeah. Okay, real quick, guys, I got a little information for you. If you want to learn to draw caricatures, take my class. I have a class online that I do for those that want to learn more about caricature, and not just the part about going out and drawing people, or not the part about just drawing on a drawing board, but then there's another aspect, because you can draw really good but still be like you can lack people skills. And then your drawing gets overshadowed. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to sit in the chair because, you know, you don't do as well because you're not as personable. And so we you know, I talk about all aspects of it. You know what I mean? Not just that. You know, I think you should address all those things. Okay. All right. Now, so anyway, if you want to take a class, you can go here. Patreon is our fan support page. So if you want to support our artist ministry, thank you so much for being supportive. If you're being, you know, here. Check it out. It has some videos there about drawing caricature. Some more in-depth stuff than what I'm doing here on YouTube. Or I just kind of take all the notes. Or sometimes I might take things from the live that I think was a good clip that you need to understand. I just put all the resources in one place, basically, so you don't have to look around for everything. Does that make sense what I'm saying? TikTok, YouTube, I just kind of put up videos when I feel like it. Then I structure it when I go to Patreon, and then I add additional stuff, maybe some behind the scenes and all that kind of good stuff. And finally, guys, tips are appreciated. If you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today, you want to tip, tips are awesome. Thank you. You can tip at $Rowserworld. Okay? All right, let me see here. So we're going to go to our next picture. Okay? Today, guys, we're doing hats and glasses. So let's find some more hats and glasses. Doesn't matter. We can do, we'll switch hats for, let's put hats and glasses. Let me see, hats and glasses. Hats and glasses outfit for men. Let's try a guy. Yes, let's try this guy. Okay, so how would I do this picture right here? Let's see. With this guy, because I would definitely go with a peanut shape for his head. So what I would want is something where this part of the face is very big. You know what I'm saying? With his beard. Let's just do something real quick. Okay, and then this part right here with the ears, right? Now, once I get up here, what I'm gonna do is just draw my scope here, okay? And I can see my scope. I can do like this, with some good glasses in there, like this, right? Just like so. Let's go ahead and make these nice and round off in here, like that. And then we can, you know, find our shapes in here, right? And then we just kind of put the eyes in there a little bit, right? Boom, boom, right? Something like that. Maybe we can do something like this here. Okay, let's add some nose shapes up in here. Little bell shape here we got. And then we got this right here. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, let's see here. All right. Now, you know what I'm thinking? I think what I might do here, I think instead of doing that, I'm gonna do like this here and make it just big and round with it and cut my shape out. You know what I'm saying? This way I can just color in this part. That's an easier way to be able to do it. Okay? And then I don't have a top lip really. We do have a bottom lip, right? And then we got our little mustache here, right? And I think what I'm gonna do is get one of those my bigger pencils. Let me see here. I think I got one in here. Or is it over here? Nope. Okay, here we go. That's what I need right here. Excuse me. Okay, let me see here. And then you just come with your hat shape, which is kind of, I want it to be something small. So you want something where the hat's going to come out like this, and then you want this side to come kind of out, up, over, and then we'll go up, down, you know what I'm saying, something like this, make a shape come back, right? And and then we just do something like this because we want the hat to kind of wrap around the head like this, and then we got that little space, that little brim right there that we want on the hat, right? And then we got this right here. So this is like a really, really primitive way to draw, but let me tell you what, it's an effective cartoon because it's really all about likeness, and can you maintain the likeness throughout the drawing by doing very simple things, okay? So you want to be as simple as possible when you do this, okay? I wonder if I take a little bit of light out of here, would that help? Is that better, guys, or that worse? Is that, because if I go up one, everything gets, I might need to turn my brightness just on the camera down. Let me see. I think this is about right there. I think when here these, one day I'm gonna figure out I need to figure out hold on. Okay. Okay. Let me see. And all good. Okay. All right. So that is a model number 2. All right. Like the way that came out. What I wonder, should I have, when I got here, let me show you another way we could have did this. The eye shapes. Those came out good too, but let me see. There was our line. So what if I would have just, yeah, there you go. You see how that makes a difference right there? Now I got more of the smile feel in his eyes more. So I went more with a teardrop here. So let's make a mental note here. Teardrops underneath that little shape there. Okay, cool. All right, sudsy window. What's going on? The windows are sudsy. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one here. All right. Put this over here. Let's find another guy with some glasses. Did I save him? I did save it. Okay. Let me see. What about this one here? I'm going to try to get that guy. He got some nice glasses right there. And it's a 3/4, so it's going to kind of challenge me a bit because of the end. I'm good. I am awesome. All right, let's see if we can get this one. All right, so this is what I would do here. Watch this. Boom. Then I just do this. Watch this. Then I come here. Something like that. Like that. And like that. See? Okay. Something like that, right? I don't know. Maybe here. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Okay, that'll work. Let's do this here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can work with that. You've been doing a lot of actors' faces. Oh, okay. So which actors have you been doing? I'd like to take a look at your work. Okay. Dang, you know what? Yeah, that still was dope though. I still can just make it straight across like this. Right? Give them more of a square look, right? Something like that. And then put this here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see here. Okay. And there you have it, guys. Our guy with the hat. Okay. Oh, it's on DM? Okay, I'll check it out. Let me check you out real quick. So, let's see what you got, Sudsy Window. Yeah, I'm not using Studio today because I can't figure out how to. Well, apparently TikTok made it where you can't stream it directly to when you're multi-streaming or whatever that is. So, yeah, let me see. Oh, here it goes. Messages. What is going on here? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I only got 6% battery left. That's probably why. Hold on. Okay, good deal. Good deal. All right, let me see here. Here we go. Sudsy Window. Let's check it out. Okay, man. All right, Sudsy Window. Man, that's nice right there. So this is by Sudsy Window. I like it. Ace Ventura, and I know exactly who that is. You did a great job on that one. Love the style. All right, let's see. The Fools and Only Fools and Horses. Man, how awesome, man. And I love your your black and white, like how you use the shadows to make everything look, really nice right there. I think I'm going to have to turn up my brightness on this. You can't really appreciate it. Wait, maybe if I do like, let me see. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go here. Okay, Tom Hanks. I can roll with that. That looks like Tom Hanks to me. I don't know. That is Tom Hanks. Nice one. And I like the way you did. Let me ask you this. No, you know what? Great drawing. Okay, cool. Matt Damon. That's a good one. Of course, that looks like Tupac. That's Tupac. Really good. All right. Well, thanks, Suzzy Wins. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that with me. That was awesome. All right. So, what would you feel is the most difficult one of those drawings that you did? Do you feel like one of them was more difficult than the other? What do you feel about that? Okay. Again, guys, what we're doing today are hats and glasses, right? Trying to figure out how to get our picture, right? Pictures that have hats and pictures that have glasses, right? Yes. So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully you'll be able to understand. I'm not drawing too fast. I try not to, but that's what it is. So okay, so let's go to our next one here. Let's check it out. What about this guy? That looks like a fun face to draw right there. You got to be all over the place with it, man. This way you can. Let me see. Look at that. That's a good face right there. Let's see. Are you ready? Y'all ready to do it? All right, let's go. So we're going to have some eyes that kind of go, we're going to go up and down, right? And then from there, I'm just going to kind of go out, over, and I'm going to bring this shape all the way around, like this, the head, right? And bring it in here. So this is where my head and my ear shape is going to be at, right there. I'm going to move back just a bit here, just so you guys can see the whole drawing. Okay. All right, and then we're going to go with our brow shapes here. So we're going to do something like this. I might make them extra big, right? You see? Something like that, right? And then I just come over here and add the top of my hat. All right, and then we'll just add a little roll on there. See that? Real easy. Now let's take these glasses here. Okay. And everything that I'm doing, I'm kind of doing in relation to this center line, this line that I put in the middle of the page. It kind of helps me to balance it helps me to keep my drawing balanced the whole way. Any caricature artist that's really good at this, they'll tell you that they usually find something that they're going to anchor the picture to. You get what I'm saying? They're going to anchor that picture. That's that bottom lip right there, right? Okay, and then you just put your eyes, something like that. Okay, see, just like that. Okay, all right, now we're going to go to our eye shapes here. So we're going to kind of go down, and this is what I'll do here. I'm just going to make a little bit of roundness in here, just like that, right? And I just put those eyes in. Let me see. Boom, boom. Okay, then I'm just gonna let me see how I want to do that. Do I want to just do it like do I just want to put them in there like this? Wait, I didn't put this other line yet. Boom, that's what's missing. Okay, and then here, I got another one here. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Okay, there we go. And then the other part of the eye. So I can go here. Wow, cool. So that's just a different way that I was able to do it. Go ahead and just color this in here. Right. Boom, boom, right. And you got your, okay, that's a good shape right there. So, okay. So again, you just gotta let that pencil flow, and you can come up with some pretty cool stuff if you let the pencil just flow. Okay, don't try to copy the picture so much. You know what I mean? And then you can do some cool things. All right. So, all right, let's go ahead and switch over now. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of try to switch over to our marker. Okay. And we're going to see how we can draw these. Oh, catch you later too, my friend. All right. See you later now. All my seers are seeing. And they got, I know this is a bad time probably to stream because it's like early in the morning on a Tuesday. People at work right now. You know what I mean? So I ain't tripping. But this is the day that I stream on. So this is, you know. All right, let me see here. Let's get somebody. Let's look at man, look at that guy right there. What strong features. All right, so we can do this guy. Okay. Now for this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go straight with it. So I'm not gonna use a lot of. I don't feel like I use a lot of sketch lines in the first place, but this is what I'm gonna do. Boom, boom. And now from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start drawing into my picture. So I'm gonna go here, here. Eyes, right? And then I'm gonna go here, here, and I'm gonna go bump, 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 right? Like that. And then I'm gonna go bump, 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 and I'm gonna come down with it. Now I'm gonna go like this. Got that top lip, the bottom lip, and then you got this lip here. Okay, and then you got this part right here. Goes around. Let's go here. One shape here. And then we're just gonna come down and zero in between. Want to go somewhere around here. And then I'm just gonna put my ear shape here. From here we're gonna go to the back of the face. Kind of wrap around the face. I'm gonna leave this kind of open over here so I can add shadows. Okay. Okay, that looks good. So this is what we'll do here. We can just kind of put some lines in the neck, just to give them a little bit of age there. Okay. Now we're going to go to our upper head shape. So we want to definitely do something with this with a head. This part is going to be considered smaller. So a good way to do this is this. It's just to go ahead. I like to think of it as I have a if I drew this and I said okay, let's just say I said this was going to be his head. You know what I'm saying? It's easier when you draw a hat if you have something that so you just do like a little curve from one side to the other. So now what that does is it gives me the orientation that I need for my hat shape. You get what I'm saying? If I don't have that, then what happens is I'm trying to shoot in the dark. So when you need a little line, just give yourself a little line somewhere to be able to get where you're trying to go to. Okay. And the object is to be able to maintain the likeness no matter how far you push an exaggeration. Now with me, I don't use a great deal. I don't do too much exaggerating if unnecessary. You understand what I'm saying? If it's unnecessary, I won't use it. I don't just do an exaggeration just because it's there, right? Okay, and then you got this shape here. And look at that. I think that looks great. And then also I'm able to capture the front part of my head here by doing that. Okay. All right. So pretty much, you see how we did that. It's pretty simple, right? Not rocket science. All right. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see here. What is today? Today's Tuesday. What am I going to be doing? I don't know. I think my wife wanted to go see the Mario movie today. We'll see. I think that's what I'm gonna. Let me see. Well, what about this guy? What about this guy? He got some glasses on his head. You gotta try. You gotta work with these angles here. These angles are the ones when you start doing it like, oh man, that's awesome. Let me see if I can get that guy, man. All right, let's do it. You ready, guys? All right, this is the line you want to draw first. 1, 2, draw that line. Okay, once you draw that line, watch this. Watch. You see? And watch it. 2, 3, something like that. With some teeth in there. I'm just gonna put the shape of some teeth. Okay, and do something like this, and then he got this little chin down here, and then he got this little, this little fold that goes here, and then it kind of bunches up underneath the eye before it disappears behind his nose, and then just kind of bulbs out back over here again, you know what I mean? It's got a little bit of a taper here, and a huge big. You know how an old man, their ears just go down like that. You see? And then he's definitely got gobble neck. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Okay? And then this is what we're going to do here. We're going to put his glasses right above here, like so. See what I'm saying? Just like that. Okay? Now, let me see here. We're going to put his forehead. So we're going to do something small. So we're going to do something like this. All right? And this line over here would be just a hairline, right? You know what I could do? I could just do the circle and then came over the top of it. I think that would be better because then it'd give me more of a sense of him losing hair. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Now, let's see if we can get these eyes in here. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do here. Bam. And then I'm going to go bam. And then I'm going to go bam. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. I don't know. This eye look kind of but it does. It looks swollen in the picture to me, so I don't know what to tell you, man. And then we'll just put some. There we go. And then you got the old man in there. Put some reflection in the glasses. Right? Okay. Maybe we'll just add that in there. I don't think we really got much more we need to do. Right? Hey, look. This is what we could do. We could go over here. Look. I think what was the deal was this. Let me show you. I think what'll make this a little bit better for me, even though it was still cool, is if I did this a little bit shorter, just drop a little bit shorter, so that I can bring the eye in a little bit more. You get what I'm saying? And then I'll just bulb it like this, and then around, and then under, and then come back here into the face, and then it leaves that little bulb of skin right there over the eye. Sorry about that. Like that. You see what I'm saying? That's a little bit better right there. All right? You want to keep them tight. Like that. And then he got all these little furrows going on in the middle of the face. But I think still to go right from the top with it, I think that one came out pretty good. Yeah, we can just put some little spots, some old man spots in your face, right? And let me see here. There we go. Big head. I didn't need that, and little body. Okay, that's another lesson for you. Don't overdraw. Okay, look at that. That's the over. We'll call this the man and the mar. Okay, man. All right, cool. So we're doing hats and glasses today. Again, guys, if you want to take a class with me, I'll show you everything I know. I'll teach you how to be a cartoon artist. Okay, how to develop your speed, how to develop your accuracy, right? Your confidence behind the pen, right? Ain't no need to be scared. Why are you gonna be scared now, right? All right, so don't forget, guys, to check out those classes. Now we also do have Patreon, so support our art ministry on Patreon. Is what we do. We try to offer art lessons at no cost to the student through the videos and different things like this. And so in order for us to keep this thing going, we need support, so we get support from our fans. If you guys enjoyed getting the lessons today or whatever, check out our Patreon page. There's some more in-depth lessons over there about kind of what I'm doing today. So this is not really instruction, it's more practice than instruction right now. But nevertheless, it's something, right? That's helping you to see caricature a little bit differently. So again, check out our Patreon page. And then today, awesome guys, if you would, tips are awesome. If you feel that you benefited from watching, whether that just be from educational standpoint or from just a mental standpoint. Sometimes I know when I was younger, I used to watch before I as I started growing in my art career, early in my art career, I remember being mesmerized by people that could draw very well, just to sit there and watch and say, where did that stuff come from? And now I just realized that there's a breakthrough. If you keep practicing and you keep practicing and you keep practicing and you keep practicing, there's a breakthrough that you have. Wow, the breakthrough. Okay. And you'll experience it. And what was crazy was when I experienced this breakthrough, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I always had problems drawing certain things, hands, or sometimes I'd have troubles drawing the anatomy and figuring out the body. And I used to always watch all these videos on energy lines and all this kind of stuff. And I could draw a body, you know what I mean? But I couldn't understand how this stuff was working. And then it was like, but I kept drawing faces and kept drawing faces. And as a result, I got so good at drawing faces that the faces taught me how to draw the hands. Like one day I just woke up and I says, I get it. Like I get how to draw things by two powerful methods. One of them is association. That means using what you already understand to help you to be able to draw that thing. And then the other thing outside of association is the what's the word I'm looking for? You learning to rely on what you feel about shapes, because sometimes it's not just about drawing this perfect idea. So for instance, let's look at this guy, and let's say I wanted to draw his. We can see his eyes here, but I'm just going to do a little small version over here. Okay, so if I'm doing the eyes, right, I could think of a lot of ways to do that. I could do like this, right? And then watch what I could do. I could do something like this, watch. Now, if you see, what did I do differently? Get what I'm saying? From this drawing to that drawing, I'm making him look like he's doing something different. But how do I kind of arrive at that point? And the thing is that the word I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Not just feeling, but learning how to draw. So your spatial awareness. You gotta tighten up your spatial awareness. You get what I'm saying? You got to start. In other words, how far something is from another thing, okay? I read scientifically, they said that men are actually, because of the way our brains are wired, we're better with spatial awareness than actually our female counterparts. This is something that's built into us to be good at spatial awareness. Like, and I guess that would make sense because we're the ones that walk around here with the Tonka trucks and build buildings and stuff. So I guess we have to be able to see like that almost to be able to do what we do. So, yeah, this is a lot about spatial awareness. How far is this from this? How far from this is this? Or relationship awareness. If that might be another way to put it. So we got okay. Hold up. I'm just writing. Don't know. Just writing down a mental note. I'm always writing stuff down. I'm always thinking about stuff. My wife says I'm the deepest. I think very deeply about what she has no idea, right? But I just be thinking deep. You know what I'm saying? But either way, I was just trying to get over to you that, hey man, this picture right here, we did this one way. We could do it this way. We got a number of ways we can do it. You know, we can change things up and keep the relationship the same by adding surprise to the shape, right? Maybe his glasses are still up here, but we added surprise and now we got the same nose shape. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter about the shapes. It's about the relationships. And so until you get that, you'll be sitting here trying to draw eyes like this every time you draw a caricature. You'll be doing this, right? Because you're trying to draw a portrait and you can't, and you're not thinking about how I'm practicing today. Today is basic, simple relationship. Basic, simple relationship. Okay, I'm having the time of my life, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some more pictures up here. Okay, whether I got 100 people here or 5, it don't matter to me. You know yeah, it's one of those days. All right, let me see here. Let's go to our next one here. Let's see here. All right, let me see here. Oh, look. Let's draw. No, this one right here doesn't have any more faces with glasses. Let's back up. Back up. Here we go. All right, let's see what other kind of glasses we got in here. I'm looking for some cool frames here. Look at this brother right here. I'm gonna get him in there. Yeah, you look like a cartoon to me, brother. Brother, I'm gonna draw you real quick. He looks kind of. So this is what we got. Look. This is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this. So you ready? Boom. We'll put a little nose ring in here. And again, I'm just looking. What I do is I'm looking for relationships. Okay? When you look for those relationships, things get a lot easier for you. And you're not just sitting here chasing the carrot. You know what I mean? Look at how I'm able to just suggest lines into the drawing. Okay? Without having to put a great deal of detail, but almost like going with, what do I feel? What do I feel? You get what I'm saying? Is this what I feel? Okay? Watch. I feel happiness. I draw happiness. Right? And then I just draw this bottom part right here. See? So that's the bottom of his face. If you go here, boom, boom, right? And we know as he gets, as it goes up here, we can go around. We don't want this shape to be too tall, so I might do like this, round it in the back, come around, boom. Just like that, okay? If I need some more roundness, I can put it here. And then I just go here, put that shape, come down here to the back of the neck, right? That, got this shirt right here, right? Maybe we'll, right? You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. Right? What about those eyes right there? So we got the eyes go in here. So let's put some eyebrows right about right here. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to do like this here. So we got the eyes in there. So what I'm going to do, Put them right there. See what I'm saying? Boom. Okay. So you see how I was able to capture that. I didn't put a whole bunch of details in the eyes, but again, I'm playing off of the relationships that were already given to me. Okay? Just like that. Let's do a quick little shade in here. Just come around with it. Right? So you can see the different values. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, there you go, right there. That's him. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, and then we got one more here. Let's see. We'll switch over to some ladies in just a minute here. Okay. What about let me see. That's a heck of an angle right there. Let me see. I don't think I could. It don't let me save it though. Opening a split window. I can't. It won't let me save. What's this one? What's this? Oh, this is a send it somewhere. Okay. This is a, so I can't get that one. Ah, let's see here. What about this dude here? He got a big beard on. Maybe the guy might sit down and look like this in the chair. Maybe he might want to get his picture drawn. Right? So that's what we want to do here. Boom. Okay. There he is right there. So let's see if we can get that guy in here. All right. How much time we got left here? We got a minute and 10. We've been an hour and 10 minutes. All right. I won't keep you guys much longer. Seems like a pretty lackluster Tuesday so far. Everybody's just chilling at work at your desk with it right there in the corner. All right, let's see here. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna think. This is the general idea of his face to me, so I'm gonna go somewhere around here, and then once I finish that, I'll just draw. I'm just gonna draw the whole shape. All right, I might come over here and yeah, let's do like that. Let me see. I think I'm gonna do something like this here. Something like that. Oh, no, let me see. I think I need to get. Get in here like this. Go over here, bring it around. How I'm gonna get them glasses in here, I don't know. Let me see. It look like this is above the line here. So I gotta go up here with it. Come out here. Come around here. Under here. And go up here. Around here. Slope. The hat on top. Come around. Bring it out. Bring it down. All right. So it looks like we got a good shape here. I think that's good. Can't really see that. Get that smile in there. Right? So I'll do something like this. Mm-hmm. 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 Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's him right there. That's it. I don't think there's anything else I could do to that. All of this is all shaded in. All right. And there you go. You got the big man. You got the big man with his glasses on, right? Okay. Hey, what's going on? How are you today? Okay, let me see here. So I got about maybe 10 more minutes of drawing left for you guys. I got about 10 more minutes left in my hands. I'm gonna do my word of the day, and then we're gonna go ahead and get you guys out of here. Okay, and real quick, guys, hold on a second. I just need to look up something. Once. Hold on a sec. I'm looking up. And hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can. I'm almost done here, guys. Give me a minute. Okay. All right, so we got about one more. Oh yeah, you can do a drawing request, Juice Box. Let me know. Just tell me what you want me to draw, who you want me to draw, what you want me to show you. I'm at your service, Mr. Box. Let me see here. Yeah, I like really stylish glasses and stuff like that. So this is really fun for me anyway to be able to do this, right? Oh, look at that guy right there. Look at that guy. That's an AI guy. That's not a real guy, but he's still he's a good looking guy. He's just not a real guy. You know what I'm saying? Can't be. Well, he might be a real guy. I don't know. It says his urban rich. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. How can we draw this bald guy? So usually when I draw bald guys, I'm gonna automatically default to. Let me show. I'm gonna default to like something like where the top of the head gets like a little bit smaller, like this. You know what I'm saying? You see? And then once I get here, I'll go out and then I'll attack the rest of the face. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't take you but moments to be able to get just a general idea down of what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You see? Then we can do this here. Boom, 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 right? And maybe he's looking over here. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Right? Something like that. Okay. How do you find the head shapes in your drawings? Any tips? I rely on basic ones. I just finished I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you this juice box. Matter of fact, let me just write your name down here so I can get you. All right. I'm going to kind of give you a kind of, I base all my head shapes off of generalized shapes. Okay. So how do I find the shape? You almost kind of have to believe what you see. But then again, there's still an exaggeration effect to it. If you look, for instance, this drawing right here, you'll see how I squeeze the head, this part of the head in, right? Where I made this part of the features out, okay? That's because I'm thinking of drawing a pair, okay? Because this guy is, if you really look at it, look. This guy is basically a pear-shaped individual. Look at this. If I drew him real little, right? Okay, he's just a pear. This is him, but so this is a little bit more seriously drawn, you know, but you get what I'm saying. You have to be thinking of imbalance in the head. So I basically put a line and I think square up top, circle on the bottom, or I'll think triangle up top, triangle on the bottom, or I'll think whatever. I'll think heart on the top. I might think semicircle on the bottom. So this is how I find my head shape. I literally split the head in two pieces. Right under, I try to go right between the eyes. So right where that bone is in the middle of your face, I try to look what shape is up here, what shape is down here. That's really how I do it. Now, I did just complete a course on this. I have a video course. I just finished it this morning. I did. It took me about 2 weeks to do it because with kids, my goodness. But this one covers everything you need to know about head shapes, and I'm gonna have this course available for you guys on Patreon. I'll tell you what. I may even put the link up before. I'm going to try to get the link up for you guys. I'll put it as a message on YouTube, or I'll go ahead and put it as I don't know how I can do that on TikTok, whether I should just make a video and let you guys know about it. But I'm going to make a video, and I'll in that video, I'll put the link, and then you can go to it, and then you can practice the basic head shake. I'm telling you, this is exactly what you're looking for. And on Patreon, it's going to be the course is for sale. I only charge, I think it was $20 for the course, and it's like a 4-video course that teaches you how to draw head shapes. Okay, 20 or 25, I think we did, one of those two. But check it out, okay? Did that answer your question for you, Juice Box? Or do you want me to? I just want to be sure I answered your question for you. And then, of course, while I'm here, you're welcome to keep watching and learning while we're here about these head shapes, okay? Because when the face turns, different things happen. You know, like if you got a guy like this guy obviously he's at a different angle. So sometimes you can get tripped if you don't understand how simple head shapes are. You get tripped up by it. So what I might do is this, right? I might go boom and boom, right? Now watch this. I'm like this. Watch like that, like that, right? I might come here, hit this, like that, right? You see? Boom. Boom. And I'm just building the shape out toward myself. See? Like that. You see? Something like that. See? And then you bring this part up. Something like that. Okay. And you get it, right? Kind of do like this all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, thank you, Leah. Ali, thank you. Good morning. My goal for caricatures is to draw my favorite characters in that style. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, well, first of all, I want to say thank you because you're for complimenting on this on this. Oh, you mean in a cartoon style or in like this particular? You know what I mean? Okay, today, guys, we're doing hats and glasses, but I was just doing a head shake for my man here. Juice box, right? Cartoon style, okay. Wu-Tang style. So there's so many ways you can do this. Watch. Now look at the way I drew them here. Let me show you something else. Now let me show you a simple. Let me show you how simple this is. Watch this. It's really all about finding where the sweet spot for the eye. So watch this. I can do something like this. Watch. I'm gonna do this. Watch. What can I do here? You know what? Watch. Right? Now watch this. You see, you don't have to draw him the same. You don't have to draw him any particular way. You know, you just have to. You could do whatever you want, man. You know what I mean? Look at that. Boom. Right. So now this guy, he looks a little bit more edgy. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more edgy, more simpler lines. At first, when you do caricature, you may want to use a guideline. Yeah, you might want to use guidelines. Yes. But for again, what the object is that you once you practice enough, what happens is the guidelines kind of go away. You don't need them anymore. It just happens in your mind. You have to trust me if you put the time in to learn, right? First of all, the actual physical putting pen on paper. Like, and if you get what I'm saying, all you're doing when you're doing this is you're using a person to give you inspiration for a character. This is all caricature is. I'm using this person to inspire me to make a character out of them. Like somebody made, they based the characters in The Simpsons, I would imagine, on somebody in real life. Maybe even a place that they were, but they put some twist in it. But the general idea of Simpsonville was already, you get what I'm saying, was used because it may have been something that artist was associating that with. So we need to associate with in other words, I can't make a character of this guy unless I take what some of his features are and I put him in this particular situation. So here, right, I got a big guy with a big name. What else can I do? I can say, you know what? Look at maybe he's in a war together. Maybe I don't want to do. Maybe I just want to put some look. Maybe I want to do this and put him in a in a pilot thing. You know what I'm saying? And maybe This is his hat, this thing coming across. And maybe I want to make that little piece on his head. Maybe I don't want to make it as short right there. Maybe I want to make it come all the way off like this. You get what I'm saying? Does that matter in the big scheme of things? I still think that this is a good cartoon of him. And then you just come here and you back around. Now look, you got your ear shape, right? You might be able to do this, right? You got your ears. Maybe he's got a little thing, a microphone that comes around here because maybe he's in Modern Warfare with his son. So I could make both of my guys look like they're in Modern Warfare. Maybe I can do pretty much. Once you get there, I'm telling you, it's almost like I don't know. I just see it. When I can teach it, but I'm gonna tell you, you can't teach artists to see. You can teach them to draw. I can tell you how to draw something that's in my head, but seeing requires that you make it up yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So what I try to do is get you to see. I'm a teacher, so I'm as well as an artist, but I love to teach. So I like to get people to visualize and think of, and I don't want you to become me. I want you to be free to create whatever you want, Yeah. So that's what I want to do, learn it and get better with it. It looks like a fun. Oh man, that's awesome, Juice Box. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna I'll definitely stay connected with me. I'll go ahead and again, either it's going to be later this evening or probably tomorrow. We're going to put that video course up. I just finished a brand new video course, guys, on this, covering head shapes, how to see the head shape, how to draw it, how to see it, the things that I consider. And I believe this is going to be a very impactful video for you guys that are having a little bit of problems learning to see the head shape. Okay. All right. So that was fun, right? You know what I'm saying? This is that guy. Maybe he's sweating out in there, right? He's sweating, right? He's like, team leader, team leader, team leader, team leader, over, team leader. Do you have any sprites? Over. What type of Sprite would you like? Diet Sprite. I don't know. That's what they're talking about in the middle of the jungle, right? This is an unusual style, right? Unusual. I have so some people ask me, listen, as a caricaturist, you gotta be versatile. So some people come to me and they'll say, I don't want to look like one of those ones on TikTok where your face is all big and you got a big nose and that kind of stuff. And then I'll be like, okay. And so I judge the person in a good way, but I see what their sense of humor level is. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes I've seen some PETA from Hunger Games. Yeah, let's do it, Austin. What's up? You back, Austin? Hey, Austin, did you ever get did you ever get a chance to reschedule your class? Wasn't it Austin, right? Let me see if I can find this picture of who are we looking for? Pete, who? Let's see. Let me see if I can find him. All right, there we go. Somebody tried to draw him the other day. Oh, yeah, I remember. Here, we got this guy. Watch. Let me see. Here, let's use this one. Okay. Let me go ahead and make this up bigger. Oh, not yet? Okay. Save image. Save. All right, so here we go. You ready? Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna come over here and go. Something like that. Okay. So that's what I came up with. Just a real quick interpretation of here. There's a cartoon. All right. And what I could have made, I could have made his, let me see. I wonder if I would have went with a sadder eye side. Let me see. I like those eyes, but I want to see something. What if I would have made it more, let me see. I like them. Yeah, I think that's cool too. I was just trying to see what would happen if I added a bit more space in between them. But I think that one came out still good. Yeah, that looks like him. Right. Yeah. Okay, can you change his face shape? What do you mean change it? Oh, can you change his face shape? What do you mean? I don't understand what you want. Or we can do it like this if you want. Like this. No. I wonder. What I'm wondering is, I'm trying to see that that look that he's got where he's looking up like that. I'm trying to see. Should I just draw the eye like this? Yeah. Oh, okay. That was what was messing me up. His face is not very round in this picture. You can't see all the, look at all the angle, look at all the chiselness in his face. I mean, it's not as, yeah, I get what you mean. This is too chiseled. This is more round. I get what you mean. You would like to do a caricature, you would like to do a commission caricature. So I'll tell you what, do me a favor, Austin. Reach out to me on my email, because I prefer to talk about commissions through the email so that we can get all that information over to you. So if you'd like to do a commission drawing, or you want me to draw a picture for you or something like that, if that's what your objective is, it would be easier for me, because this way my wife can put it on a little. I have a calendar, so every day what day I have to have that finished by and all that. So make sure that you just reach out to me through the DM me, either one. DM me on this one, or DM me on and I'll send you all the information. Okay, is that cool? Yeah. Okay, Juice Box, Jack Sully from Avatar. Boy, y'all picking some good guys today. Jack Sully. I remember Jack Sully, man. Now I get it here, and this is something that. Okay, cool. I got you. I'll take care of it. All right. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to draw a little line here and a little note. Smaller circle eyes. This is how I learn right here. And then my side note is seems to be better for directional drawing of the eye. Okay. All right, so we got, you're right though, because now that I look about it, this doesn't look anything like him. Well, it does, but still, nope. This definitely looks more like him to me than this does. You're right. You are absolutely right, Austin. I ain't tripping. Just throw this in the garbage for somebody to come over here. Okay. All right, let me see here. Jack Sully. Let's see. Wait a minute, are you talking about Jack Sully as the Jack Sully or as the Avatar guy? Is that him right there? Oh, yeah. This is him. The Avatar guy. Oh, you want me to draw him as the actual Avatar? Oh, okay. Here, let's use this one. Okay, here we go. So let's start with Let's start with this. No. Yes. I got it. Okay. Here we go. Head shape. Hold on, let me move this up some. Oh, made a mistake. Hold on. Okay. I think I need some. Well, I could have put a little bit more attitude in that. Yeah, like that. No. Wait. I don't like. I think the eyes are. Wait, let me see. Let me make them a little bit smaller. Let's do this. That's it. Like that. Then bring it in. And bring it out somewhere over here. There it is. There we go. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get this here. Hold on, guys. Just a quick interpretation. Something like that. I think that's how I would do it. I'm not going to do a detailed one, but I feel like that's a good one. Do this here. Just bring this on down straight. So that's how I would do it, like that. Okay. Okay, guys. So that was gonna be my. This is gonna be my last drawing of the day. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. So we'll be doing some more streaming and drawing here at a later date, probably on Saturday. I might do another TikTok stream before then, but as of right now, yeah, I might have to go ahead and get into my word of the day, and then we'll go ahead and get you guys out of here. Okay. So anyway, that's how I would do it. That's how I would draw the avatar guy, right? Okay. All right, let me see here. So we're going to go ahead and pause this music real quick. And I'm going to take this off the screen. And again, guys, I want to thank you for coming out today. If you, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the stream. We did a lot of drawing today. And so now it is time for our word of the day. So if you guys don't know what our word of the day, that's when we get together and we share a word of encouragement at the end of every stream, okay? And so, guys, we're going to go ahead today and we're going to kind of talk about something that we were doing today. I'm going to go ahead and get my Bible out so we can tie what we learned to the scripture. And then we'll give you a little scripture to think about for today. So I'd just like to share my faith with you, what God has done for me. You know, I thank God for this ability to be able to see these things. It's definitely a blessing, you know, to be able to do it. And when you think about it, I often think, man, you know, you can't take as much as I've learned over my life about drawing. It's like you can't never take it with you, you know. And I think part of it, what I'm doing now is kind of from a movie I saw named Lucy, and it said, you know, part of what the reason that we get information all the times, part of it is that we what we need to do is do what every other living organism does, and it says it passes along information like cells. And I think that that's part of what life is all about. You know, be fruitful and multiply means to take the information and then the next generation can build upon it. So what I'm building here is a school of art for the next generation, right? There's this generation that's coming through. My time is going out. I'm in my 50s now. You know what I mean? So now you got the younger kids coming through, and then those younger kids are going to have, you get what I'm saying? And then they're going to look at this, and then they're going to have their own epiphanies, and they're going to have their own ways of looking at it and building upon what the generation before them done. So that's really what our goal is here, is to do for my this generation what a generation before did for me. They helped, you know, there were a lot of artists that inspired me to be an artist, artists from my own family, artists from outside of my family, but nevertheless, I've got to witness quite a few artists in my lifetime and become inspired by them. So today we're going to get into our word of the day. And so our word of the day today is going to actually, again, be pertaining to what we talked about today. And I'm just going to just get my paper out because I made it like a small little note here. Here it is. Okay. And I always let the word of the day come to me. So today we're going to be talking about breakthrough. Okay. What is breakthrough? And let me get a clean sheet. Oh, do I have some clean paper here? Okay. So today we're going to be talking about breakthrough. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put that word there. Okay. When I first started drawing caricatures, or when I first started drawing, period. This is back in the 70s when I started drawing. Okay. There were many times throughout my journey that I felt like I didn't know, I could never be an artist, or I could never be as good as that person I was watching, or, you know, all those kind of thoughts, you know. or maybe there's just something that you've seen, you witnessed be drawn, but you feel like because of the way the artist did it, it made it look more complicated than what it was. So in your mind, you feel like, this concept or this idea is too complicated for you to grasp. You know, some of the things that did that to me when I was just drawing were like hands, right? What else did that to me? Drawing feet, okay, right? What else did that to me? Drawing head shapes, right? Sometimes I just didn't figure out what happened to me. That happened to me when I learned to draw eyes. I had a hard time seeing relationships. So, in fact, I remember one night a guy I was drawing at a maybe a bar or something one night, and a guy told me, he says, "Yeah, you have really good line work." He says, "But you're not." This is a while back, but he says, "You're not paying attention to what you're seeing. You're not paying attention to the relationships, right? So you're putting features down without understanding relationships." Long story short, these things all bothered me. It was just they were very hard. So I continued to draw faces my whole life. I did portraits, more portraits. Sometimes I'll draw a bike or a motorcycle or something. But most of the time with those, what I would do was I would trace the motorcycle and then I would color the motorcycle in. You know what I mean? I did a lot of tracing in the beginning because I just didn't understand how to see it from my own mind, And I thought I would never get there. And then one day, after being consistent, I was being consistent. And then I started to take the advice of the people before me to continue to keep going, to trust my instinct, to trust your feeling, but to continue to put the pen on the paper, and that I would eventually experience a breakthrough. And I didn't believe that until at first, but then I was like, you know what? I don't have any other, why not, So I kept going. And then one day it happened. I didn't know how to draw hands one day. I only knew how to draw faces. But because I had drawn faces and studied faces and broke the face down so much, something in my mind said, now every other part of the body works like the face. And I was like, what, God? And he was like, yep. I made it. So, see, you studied the face, but I used the face to teach you to draw hands, fingers, toes, feet, backs, muscles, everything. Because the same concepts that apply to drawing the face apply to drawing cars, apply to drawing anything else, right? What did we say? When you draw a head, you draw a shape, right? And you draw stuff inside of it. You draw the overall shape. When you draw a car, you draw a car, the shape of it, and then you draw the stuff inside of it. You get what I'm saying? You draw a building, you draw the building, and then you draw the stuff inside of it, right? It's the same thing with hands, feet, it doesn't matter. You draw you get the general concept of it, you base it off, and then you put stuff inside of it. So I experienced a breakthrough by not giving up on the vision, not giving up and telling myself I'm not good enough, not giving up and quitting every time something gets difficult. Some people sometimes, and we can have trouble with things that take process because we've been conditioned to think like, and this is I don't think this is even a slight at, but a lot of the social media platforms now, they give us a lot of 30-second dopamine rushes. So we think that we can get something in 30 seconds all the time. 30 seconds. It's all I can take, 30 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Or 10 minutes, or whatever. And the fact of the matter is that's not true. It took me all of my life to learn what I know today. I can't sit here and tell you that one night I just woke up and I just had or I was just born. No. It was I had an unusually high amount of interest in learning to draw. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Austin, thank you so much for coming, my friend. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about breakthrough today, okay? So what I want to do is give you I want to give you 3 things about breakthrough and how do you have that breakthrough? How do we have a breakthrough? Well, there's 2 words that it says here. One word is consistency, and the other word is faithfulness. Okay? If you're having problems drawing something, it's probably because of 2 things that you're not doing. Or you're doing them and you're not applying it correctly. But I'm just going to be honest with you. You're probably not being consistent enough. You're probably not going back to that well to try it again. You're not getting up off the ground, but rather you fall on the ground and maybe you might get disappointed because you feel like you couldn't do that thing. So maybe it is you're not being consistent. The other thing is your lack of faithfulness. Do you believe that you can? Do you believe? If you believe that you can, then you will. But if you believe that you cannot, then you will not. I can guarantee you that. If any time in your body, if any time in your mouth opened up and said, I can't draw hands, right? If you opened up your mouth and said that, that's not faith. Faithfulness is when you speak what is not as if it is. You speak what is not right now as if it is, and you keep speaking it. Never tell yourself, I'm going to lose. Never tell yourself that I can't win. Never tell yourself that you're insufficient. Never tell yourself that you are not enough, because you are. This is a rule of learning to get better at drawing. But hey, you know what? It also is a rule or a concept that you can take and just apply to life. If you want to experience a breakthrough in whatever you're going through, you have to consistently do something counter to, right, what is holding you down. You have to take the first step, right? It's kind of like going through a forest. You know, you got a forest, and they say, well, we're going to go through this forest. And the guy says, well, go through this forest. He's like, what? They on these, how are we going to get through this forest? And he says, well, I'll tell you how we're going to do it. And he says, take 1 step. And the guy took a step and he put 1 foot into the forest. He says, now we're in the forest. Now, all we got to do is if we keep putting 1 foot in front of the other, we're going to arrive at our destination if we're pointed in the right direction. If you're pointed in faith in the right direction, you say, I can, then you take a step toward I can. You get what I'm saying? And that step is, then you continuously use that faith over and over and over again. This is how you build, coincidentally, your faith in God. You see? This is how you build it. You go through a journey with it. Once I started seeing that this was a journey and that I will never arrive at the end of it, ever arrive at the end of it. Art is a journey you will never arrive at the end of. There's no end. It's like life. Man, isn't it crazy how life and spirituality and God, his DNA can be found in anything. And that's why what I'm going to share with you today is so powerful. How do we build consistency? How do we build faith? How do we get that breakthrough? The first thing it says here, again, faithfulness leads to increase. When you are faithful in where you're supposed to be going, without wavering, you stay in your faith. Many times in the Bible, people were told things in the Bible that everybody around them didn't believe, but they believed it. And they continue to speak it in faith. Faithfulness will lead to your increase. Because when you are faithful and you stand for something, you see things through, right? And with each step, with each victory, there comes a blessing. Blessing, increase, words are the same. Increase doesn't necessarily always mean money, but increase can mean increase, means increase in who you are. You've learned a new ability that you possess. But just as I can't teach you to see, I can't teach you to be faithful. I can only walk in faith. This channel is a walk of faith. I don't have that. I have subscribers or whatever and stuff like that. But it really is a walk of faith, because when I think about it from a dollars and cents standpoint, it doesn't make sense for me to do this anymore. You get what I'm saying? Because why are you doing it? I had to make it bigger than how much money you can give me. I had to give it, and I had to level up with God. I'm walking in faithfulness, saying that if I provide these art lessons for those that can't afford to go and have an art lesson, if I don't withhold the information from them, if I don't try to be like some other artists that see that as a feeding the competition, if I develop those mentalities, right, those are selfish reasons. I feel like if I walk consistently and faithfully, right, toward helping others, he says, when you feed my sheep, when you do something for one of mine, you're doing it for me. And he says that my word doesn't come back void. You will be blessed. So it says, whoever can be trusted with very little can be trusted with much. There's a breakthrough that God wants to give you, right? But as my pastor said this weekend, Pastor Zane, he's a good guy. He said, and I had to write it down immediately. Listen to what I'm going to say, and you might want to write this down too. If God knows that he can give through you, if he can give through you, in other words, he wants a blessing to arrive at somebody else's doorstep, but he has to get it to that doorstep, so he needs a vehicle. He needs a blessing to arrive at a doorstep. He needs a vehicle. So you are the vehicle. And if he can get the blessing through you, right, then he will give it to you. He will give it to you because he'll say, it's no different than you giving somebody something because you know you trust them with it. And I know that you're going to do the right thing with this. So you're going to, your needs will be met. But my concern is to get this blessing over here, right? That, it's not, you're not a person that says, here, somebody give you $10 and tell you, here, go over here and give this to the homeless. And you say, well, I need this $10 more than the homeless person needs it. You get what I'm saying? But you got all your needs met, but you're still greedy. Whoever can be trusted with very little will be trusted with much. The reason that sometimes you can't grow in your art is because you want all of it and you want it for the wrong reasons. So you can't be trusted with the breakthrough. Because what are you going to do with it? Who are you going to teach to draw? Who are you going to share this information with? Or are you just drawing just to show everybody how cool you can draw? Do you have grandeur of being the next Bob Ross, right? The simple answer here is that many artists proceed without faith and they proceed without consistency, but they want the payoff of someone that is consistent and someone that is faithful. And that's just not realistic. That's in Luke 16:10. It says breakthrough doesn't start big. It starts with the small things, right, over and over. God honors your consistency in the little things. God honors your consistency in small things. He sees when you say, I did this, God, because you said. I didn't want to. I really wanted to take that money and put that money in my pocket. But I did this and it hurt. And you know what God says? I saw what you did. And now I want you, and I know it hurt, but now I want you to go do it tomorrow and the day after that. And I want you to disconnect yourself from the things of this world. Leave them behind and follow me. Pick up your cross and follow me. I'll show you the breakthrough. I'll show you what it's like to live life disconnected from these things, free to truly love people, treated free to truly love yourself, free to actually make the right choice for yourself, and not because everybody else is doing it. That's why I got to do it. God honors consistency in the little. That's number one. Faithfulness increases, leads to increase. When you are faithful with the little, he will increase you. The second thing that you can do to develop your art skills is to don't grow tired. Your breakthrough is coming. Don't stop drawing. Your breakthrough is coming. Don't stop moving the pencil. The breakthrough is coming. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, I'm a walking, living testimony that the breakthrough is going to come. And I'm not just talking about art. I took what I knew about art. Listen, art comes from God. Art comes from him. He created this, and because it has his DNA, it works and thinks and behaves exactly as God. And art has taught me how to live an actual regular life as a human being, just regular everyday stuff. Don't go tired. The breakthrough is coming. If I'm consistent in whatever I'm consistent in, I'm going to get good at it. I don't care if it's doing the wrong thing. I'm going to get good at it if I'm consistent. Because what happens is, just like God designed you with all he designed you with a subconscious. Do you know what that means? Subconscious. That means that do something without thinking about it. That means natural. When you see me draw, this is not about me. But what I will tell you is that there's something spiritual going on inside of me, because I don't think before I draw. I just see and do. I see, God says, go left. I go left. God said, go right. I go right. God said, make a circle. I make a circle. God said, go what you're feeling. What are you feeling? And I'm having fun with the Lord in me, helping me the whole time through every drawing. I've done thousands and thousands of drawings. But let me explain something to you. Look, I'm going to tell you how faithful God is. When you're faithful. See, this is the first time in my life I've ever been faithful to a woman. See, I'm real on my stream now. I like to be real. Now, before I was a serial treater, because you know what? I didn't have no man to sit down and tell me. I didn't know that God was my father. It don't matter that my father wasn't there. I can't use that no more. Doesn't matter that where my mother is or whether my father did. It doesn't use it. At this point, I got to take, God says at some point you got to stop and take responsibility for your own actions. And I was faithful with this art thing. When I met her, I was faithful. And I've heard about good marriages. I've heard about having a good partner, but those things I felt were not for me. I felt like no way nobody could ever want to be, because I was a man that I was too emotional. You know what I'm saying? I had all kinds of things going on in my head. I just couldn't, and plus I was just sexually out of control. So I saw women as objects. I didn't see them as you know what I'm saying, because of what I was, and I started looking at what, the first thing I did when I got called out on it, I tried to make an excuse. Because I want to grow, I want to give a reason to give up. But when I was a kid, this happened to me, and that's the reason why I have to be like this today. You don't understand because of what I've been through. This is a justification as to why I need to give up today. This is the talk of the enemy. Listen, because he don't make you do nothing. He just simply sits there and suggests it to you all day long, because he knows that consistency pays off. That's what the devil knows. All he got to do is keep saying it to you. You're a failure. You're a failure. You're a failure. When you wake up, you're a failure. Hey, guess what? Failure. And eventually, you repeat that word. I am a failure. I can't. I can never learn this. I can't be faithful or whatever. So I turned faithful to this woman. And now, did you know what I found in the breakthrough of my marriage? That there is such a thing that exists. There is a woman and a man that can be connected so tight that nothing else can come in, if you put God in it. Before, when I was younger, and I'm gonna just be real, if a big butt walked by, now Because you know what the word of God says? It says to, if your eye causes you to sin, you pluck it out. It doesn't mean you take your eye out, but it's a rule from my father. It says if you don't want to be tempted by something, don't look at it. You are just a man, just like every other man on this planet. You're not above the law. Stay away from it if you don't want to get tempted by it. Or educate yourself about it. All depends. He will give you that in the right time. So the second thing is don't grow tired. Your breakthrough is coming. It says, let us not become weary in doing good in the scripture. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest. Listen, let me say it again. Let us not become weary of doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest. That is in Galatians 6:9. It says consistency can feel slow, but it's never wasted. Every repetition is a seed. Every repetition is a seed. Every time you draw, you're getting better incrementally, and you just can't see it. And the devil doesn't want you to acknowledge that little bit, because you want microwave success. So you want to do you understand the world mentality? I'm at the bottom. I want to get to the top as quick as possible, and I don't care how I have to get there. That is a worldly mentality. That's a mentality that's going to get you in a lot of trouble and cause you a lot of pain. Most of the problems in your life, our lives, guess whose fault they are? If we could all just say it all at once. Usually most of your problems are self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. Nothing showed me more than reading about car accident statistics. Do you know that most car accidents are not truly accidents? It's a person intentionally driving recklessly through something, and then he can't control the situation, so he hits somebody. You get what I'm saying? But it was an intentional act. You knew what you were doing in the beginning, and you didn't care, right? Or somebody's trying to get in, but you don't want to let them in because wherever you got to go is so important that you speed up. And then you cause it. You see what I'm saying? And then you cause what is an accident. Was that an accident? Could that have been avoided? We gotta be careful how we frame stuff up sometime. So let's go to number 3. What's the last thing that we can do to experience the breakthrough in our artwork? We said faithfulness leads to, and consistency lead to increase. We said don't grow tired, to not grow weary of doing good, right? Remember at the right time that a harvest will come from what you're doing. But the final thing is, one thing can multiply into many. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, hold what you got. I did this a long time ago. I used to always do this when somebody couldn't tell me they could draw eyes, right? I would do stuff like this. And what is this? It's a tree leaf. Okay? You don't know everything there is to know about drawing eyes, but you're just beginning. And you feel like eyes are going to stop you up. So I give them a solution. I'm going to give you a way to learn eyes, right? That you can use for right now. And this concept, as you use it, is going to grow you to teach you to use more. It's going to be the catalyst for you to learn what appears to be more complicated eyes, but people don't really know what you're doing. There's a mental trick behind it, okay? But it's really not a mental trick. It's God's word. What does it say here? It says, one thing learned can multiply into many. So now this is one application of a leaf, right? Okay, but maybe there's another application if I use the same shape of it. Okay, maybe if I use half of it, there's another application. Maybe if I tilt it, there's another application. These are the only things that eyes can do, right? What's so hard about that? The takeaway here is that this one thing that I learned teaches me many things over here. When I learned to draw the face, right, and I had problems with drawing hands, I would practice hands, but it never came out. But I kept being consistent with drawing the faces. That's one thing I did every day. I always did that very well. And I kept studying and how to get faster and how to get better and how to do this and how to see that. And then one day I picked up a pencil and I tried to draw hands, and it just came to me. This works exactly like how I draw hands. This works exactly how I draw eyes. Just everything works the exact same way. Like God is a God of order. Everything is connected to everything. All artwork is based upon basic shapes that were already here before I got here. Does that make sense? One thing can multiply into many. To those who have more, to those who have, more will be given. When you're consistent and you're faithful and you don't grow weary, you will be blessed. And once you receive that first blessing, there are many more coming behind it if you stay on the same path, because this thing never stops working. Faithfulness, increase, right? Breakthrough, faithfulness, right? Consistency, faithfulness, breakthrough. Consistent, faithfulness, breakthrough. Consistency, faithfulness, breakthrough. Say it with me. Consistency, faithfulness, breakthrough. Consistency, faithfulness, breakthrough. It never stops working. It never will come back void. Be consistent in what you're doing from the word of God. Be faithful, even if it's little. If God tells you to give someone 50 cents, go over there and give them 50 cents. Stop thinking about you're not going to have enough. That is the fear holding you back from being consistency, being faithful. That's why you can't. That's why, just think about it. You've been doing that your whole life, and guess where you at? You in the same exact place you started from. Right? So why not try something different? In ending here, it says when you stay consistent with one skill, don't try to be doing everything at once. You trying to start 5 businesses at once. God expands your understanding, and one lesson becomes many blessings. One lesson can become many blessings. If you can, guess what? We just taught you something today. Consistency, faithful, and breakthrough don't just happen in art. It happens in marriages. It happens in football. It happens in baseball. It happens in making a cup of coffee, right? It even happens in your diet. If you consistently and faithfully eat the wrong foods, guess what's going to happen? You're going to become sick. But if you consistently and faithfully eat the right foods, you will become well. Simple as that, right? So guys, that's our word of the day. That's our word of the day. Remember to be consistent in your drawing. Be faithful even when it seems difficult in front of you, because the breakthrough is coming. Say it right now. The breakthrough is coming. What you're practicing today, God can multiply tomorrow. Okay? All right, guys. So that's our word of the day. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Super awesome. Ali, thank you. I didn't see you right there. I'm sorry. I see you sent me some stickers there. Thank you so much. I certainly appreciate your tip there. Also, guys, let me go ahead and pause my music, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the information for our classes and things of that nature. If you're interested in taking a class with me, we can go to here. You have our classes are at Rowserworld.com/classes. So whenever you guys want to take a class with me, you can sign up here, and I'll teach you. We'll talk about some things in our class. My classes tend to get pretty deep, but they're fun. So if you're not ready to have no fun, I don't know if you want to sign up for that. Okay, this right here is our Patreon page. Help me and my wife and my family join in our mission to help to educate other artists that don't have a traditional form of going to school. They don't know about consistency. They don't know about faithfulness. They don't know about breakthrough. So we're not just teaching them how to draw here. We're arming them for life. We're talking about your nephew. We're talking about your niece. We're talking about these people running through this channel, and they see that that somebody believes in God, that so they hear the message and their lives being transformed through the power of God, through the Holy Spirit. This is what we're talking about here, guys. So this is what we do at our Patreon page. If you want to support us, guys, you want to be on board with it, you can go to our Patreon page, join a tier. We have 3 different tiers, and I think the least expensive one is like $5 a month, which is, I don't know what you do with $5 in a month, but it seems to be an insignificant amount of compared to what most times we just squander on whatever. So if you want to be a part again of our ministry and help with that and sow into that, join our Patreon page, Rowserworld.com. Okay, and then finally, guys, tips are appreciated. If you appreciated the lesson today, not the, I know you appreciated the word, but let me tell you something about the Word of God. The Word of God is free. The Word of God is free. You get what I'm saying? That's not what this is. This is basically the lesson. I gave you a lesson. If you feel like you appreciated it, thank you. Okay? That's simple as that. Okay? All right. Now, let me see here. Other than that, guys, I think that's all I got for you for today. You guys be blessed. Thank you for hanging around for the word of the day. And my next live stream will be on Saturday. Okay, so you guys want to come back on Saturday and we can get it together. Now, also, just one more thing. What was that about? I had something. I will be putting up that course today, no later than tomorrow. We're going to be putting that on Patreon. I'm going to actually put a little video here on TikTok. I'll put a community message on YouTube so that you guys can get access to that course that we're going to be. It's a little mini courses. I'm going to be starting mini courses so that you guys can have courses that deal with specialized areas of caricature. These will be available through our Patreon page. So definitely stay connected with us over there. Okay, guys? So anyway, that's all I have for you. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Sorry I kept you so long, and I'll see you guys next time.